And this time we have, continuing on, Forge of Darkness, book one of the Carcanis trilogy, deep dive into Stephen Erikson's um, prequel series. Yeah. So we're on chapter 13 now, and it's a bright sunny day, which is great. Missed those. Anyways, not so bright and sunny in the events of this chapter. This chapter is about artists, gods, and children. Yeah. Doesn't seem to be a good combination. Anyways, it starts out with Kataspala, our favorite artist, right? And he tells us right at the bat he's not a believer of gods, but knew that belief could create them. That's, of course, in a fantasy world, those are interesting viewpoints. And so, he goes on, he's talking about love and the gods of color and so on and so forth. And he makes a statement in here that relates to why we read, why we create art at all, and why that art needs to be seen or heard or read or just taken in whatever manner art is consumed. And he says, nothing witnessed, and so nothing renewed, nothing seen, and so nothing found, nothing outside, and so nothing inside. If you don't have art, you are empty. That last line I put in myself. Anyways, but I really like those ruminations by our resident artist. He goes on to speak of craftsmanship and stuff like that. He tends to keep his thoughts to, anyways. In the world of night promised by Mother Dark, so much would remain forever unseen. He began to wonder if that would be a mercy. Yeah. Darkness now and forevermore, so we can get on with things, like light exposes too much. Because in darkness we see nothing. In darkness, behold, there is peace. So it kind of speaks to what Mother Dark is trying to accomplish here. She's trying to accomplish peace, and she's doing it through her access to darkness. It's not going to work, as we all know. We get confirmation from Narad that the war against the Deniers has begun in this ancient forest. He's confused by all this. He doesn't like these. It's basically murder that is happening to these deniers in the forges. They're putting people out of their misery. People are burning. People, they're burning them out. It's a tale is unfortunately as old as time when it comes to armies, rampaging the countryside. And let's see here. We get further on. More soldiers wanting to do what they need to do. A man patrolling. The man patrolling his prejudices never sleeps. No matter. The philosophers dug deep moats around their definitions of things like the soul and stuff like that. Those are meanderings of a soldier. So something that Erikson's very good at doing. Ivis comes across a. This is Ivis here. He comes across a woman in the woods, and she's some sort of god or something, or some sort of yeah. He doesn't know what this woman is. She's like she's not free. She's strapped down. She's horizontally, like shafts of wood are piercing her. It's not a nice scene at all. And But she stays alive and tells him he's an intruder. She didn't invite him. Um, and he's like, "Yeah, but are you a goddess?" And she's like, "Nope. The forest knows no goddess. The trees are too busy singing. Even as they die, they sing. They have no time for gods in the face of all this death." So, and he's confused. He doesn't know what's happening here. He doesn't know who did this to this person, God or not. And he turns away. He has a long walk away to him back to the keep. He's going back to the keep that Draconis' keep. He's like the master at arms there, and but he's appalled by what was done to this goddess, and he suspects the deniers did it. He doesn't know this for sure though. This is all his point of view. He couldn't make sense of the sorcery that they awakened with their ghastly rites. He considers them. But this all just it's all speculation on his part, so we don't know how much of that is true at all. But it will probably add fuel to the fire that's going on here. And then, oh boy, then we get to those evil sisters, Envy and Spite. Wow, did they really show how evil they can be in this chapter? And of course, we know Lady Envy very well from the Book of the Fallen, especially Memories of Ice. And um, wow, her origins are just nasty. But she says little things like, "We could make him our slave. I want slaves." So even as a little girl, she was, wanted to make people slaves, like we saw in Memories of Ice. And they killed Malice. They killed their sister. They they set they set Spite and Envy. One of them, I think it was Spite, just choked her to death, and they they said this is gonna awaken her power, and then nothing happens, and they were a little disappointed. Wow. And then one of them said, I think Envy said, "Father said we had powers. He said we had aspects." That's what he said. So if Draconis is telling this to them, um, you know, yeah, these two these two kids are going to be a problem. Um, so they go on to kill everybody else in the house. They think it's fun, and it's pretty gruesome. And one thing that Spite says is she says that she could take down all of Corral Ghislaine if she wanted to. And Envy says we might have to cover our trail. Daddy will know. Wow. So they're awakening to all this power. These young goddesses in the making, and yeah, you start to understand how Lady Envy was able to really just do all the devastation, all the sorcery she did. Memories of Ice. Yeah. So wow. So they kill everybody there. All the servants. They start killing. Some of the servants get away. They don't dare kill the hostage for some reason. There's a big thing against that. Finally, a soldier, they come across a soldier. They try to kill her, but the soldier's a little too smart for them. She knows how to fight, and she pins them down with knives and takes off. And they can't move right away. But she knows they will eventually get free just because of the sheer amount of power that these kids are yeah, bones were knitting before her eyes. Man, that's scary. This is like some real horror stuff here. Whatever sorcery filled them was too powerful, too eager for freedom. Yeah. And then, of course, just to save her sister, Malice returns. Her power after death, I guess, was finally awakened, and she throws a block of masonry at the soldier, killing her. And yeah, yeah, and then she's like, any Malice, their younger sister, is only mad at them because they took the light away, not because they killed her, just because they took the light away. Oh man, this is really some crazy stuff. Anyways, those are the children. Uh, so they're this the house soldiers are gathering everybody up now. They know something's going on, and they're gathering the rest of the people up, and they're taking off. They think that assassins have infiltrated Draconis's manor here and started killing people. They don't realize the extent of it quite yet. Um, so finally, Ivus comes back from that goddess. He goes back to Draconis's manor. He comes into this situation with his house blades, and he says one thing he says as a last parting words for this chapter is he says they had the faces of children, gods. He's talking about gods. He's fearing the attention of gods because they have the faces of children, and these were not kind children, and all that was revealed in them. And he says cruelty is the bridge between mortals and gods. Both sides had a hand in building it, stone upon stone, face upon face. We are, each and every one of us, artists, and this is our creation. And so Ivus is really talking about the whole panoply of the relationships between gods and mortals and children. And when he's unknowingly referring to envy, spite, and malice, but he also is referring to the fact that gods can be portrayed as if they are children, like they are as young as that because of their eternal life, basically. Um, so it's interesting to look at it that way, um, but it's all a lie, really, and he knows that. He's just seeing it as that's the attention that he feared and attention garnered, and this is um, this is just more fuel to the fire of the civil war that's about to happen. This chaos at Draconis's manor. Of course, he's not going to be pleased with it all, but I mean, he's the one who beget these three, uh, you know, curses, chaos makers, goddesses untrained in the waiting, and I don't think it's going to go well. Anyways, that's it. That was a pretty short chapter, actually. So it's only about 30 pages, 34 pages. The next one, chapter 14, is a good 50 pages. So we'll see when I get to that. But for now, that's it for Forge of Darkness, chapter 13. The really disturbing chapter. All right. Be good to each other, please. And thank you